Welcome. You are now invited to join
the common clay of the New West. The common clay of the common clay of the common clay of the New West. Morons.
Hey, welcome back.
Second half fizzled out, but Tottenham did what they had to do. Silif Gudjetsson comes on.
Hello, welcome back. By the way, that was Kevin Phillips?
Yeah.
Kevin Phillips trying to say Gylfi Sigurdsson. And I just have been my clip of the week.
Gylfi Sigurdsson, is he at Swansea?
Swansea, Tottenham, Liverpool. No, he wanted to go to Liverpool, but Tottenham gazumped him, didn't they? Gazumped. How's it going? Oh, he's not there. He's walked off.
All right. Yeah. Sorry, I'm back.
He's back. How's things? I'm
right,
Al, by the
yeah.
way. I was going to do a bit of an intro because this is series 2.
We're doing intros now.
Yeah, I was going to do a bit
Fucking
like, my
hell.
name's Al. Welcome to the podcast, and this is Joe.
I'm Al. I'm 29 years old. I live in South Wales. My interests are going to the cinema and socialising with friends.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Joe, by the way. Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you.
I thought we might actually do that because we've never done it.
we haven't
23
actually,
episodes
yeah.
in, 22 episodes in, and we've
Fuck
never
off,
done
is
it. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So how's it going, bud?
All right, mate. Yeah, right. I been on holiday to Portugal,
Oh, lush.
which is nice. Yeah, spent 10 days knocking around.
How hot did it get?
Yeah, fucking too hot. It was, I think it peaked around 48, 49 degrees.
It was all over the news here.
Was it?
Yeah, just like, don't go to Portugal. It's really hot. People are dying.
Yeah, we picked up the car rental in Faro Airport, which is kind of close to like the Algarve and like the coastal
Nice.
bit. And the car rental guy was like, "Oh, where you guys staying?" And we said where we're staying. Matola, shout out the Matola Massive. And he was like, "Oh no, it's very hot there." And I was like, "Well, that's where we're staying." He's like, "No, don't go there." And I was like, "Oh, are you Portuguese?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "And you think it's too hot?" And I was like, "Oh,
Oh, no way.
yeah."
Well, John, they went round all day last summer, didn't they? He said it was like he almost died.
Yeah, it was mental.
Do you have aircon though?
No,
Oh, wow.
no aircon, no pool. We had a little paddling pool, didn't we?
Yeah, I almost bought aircon because it was really hot here.
For the house.
Yeah, £300.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, no, I thought it's like a unit you can put in your. Because our bedroom's in the loft.
Oh, like a self-standing unit.
Yeah.
Right.
It
But
gets
fine.
really hot. Yeah, I did, but it's just blowing hot air on me. I was like,
Yeah,
"Ah."
true.
But now it's not. It's not hot anymore, so it's fine. Anyway,
You're gonna say winter's here now.
well, yeah, pretty much.
It's like mid-August.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
winter time now.
August is always shit. It's never good. Anyway, I was gonna go just. I was gonna.
What are we gonna do, Al?
Well, I was gonna get rid of all the guff out of this series and just go straight into like a new feature.
It's a bit late for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. News. Well, this is a new feature called Weird News. That was just going to be like weird things in the news. Not weird news, sorry, strange news. Whatever, we haven't got a name for it yet.
I've got it written down as weird news.
Weird news. I think I stole that from someone else though. Well, it's not really a thing, is it? It's the same weird news.
Yeah.
Odd news.
Odd news.
Common clay of the news west. That's good. Anyway, so the first thing on our weird news in the weird news disc was a Satanist burning down a church.
Oh, was that in Russia?
Yep.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Really, really, really old church.
Yeah. A teenage Satanist has been detained after he allegedly confessed to destroying one of Russia's most historic churches in an arson attack. The wooden Dormition Orthodox Church off the Lake Onega was erected in 1774 by Catherine the Great.
Oh.
And then,
Why was she so great? Any idea? We'll have to find out.
Yeah, right in.
Probably did some stuff.
Yeah, probably some good things. I didn't realise she was Russian.
She doesn't sound Russian.
No. Anyway, schoolboy Ignat Shaprov, 15, whose social media is full of Satanist signs and images, told the police he set fire to the structure by using 5 lighters and petrol.
What, he grasped on himself?
5 litres of petrol. An expert said it will cost £1 million to reconstruct. Don't bother.
Yeah. Well, how are you going to reconstruct something that's 250 years old?
I don't know.
It'll just be new then. Just
Yeah.
build a new church. Build a new church, build a skate park or something for the kids.
Yeah, for the kid.
For that kid. Stop them getting into Satanism.
A law enforcement officer said he classifies himself as a Satanist. Allegedly, he just did not like the church.
There's loads of stuff I don't like. I don't set it on fire. Come on, kid.
And a witness said he was a Satanist, dressed in black, and then when he was detained by the police, he was laughing.
Oh, I like that.
And then apparently before he went, he asked his grandmother to wrap up some homemade biscuits for him to give to his friend. And then that's it. Is that
relevant?
Yeah, apparently he was just sat there with his mate, and then his expression changed, and he got up and went, "I'm going to burn down that church." So yeah, doused the church in petrol and set fire to it.
Russia is a bit mad.
Russia is a bit mad.
We watch these videos online.
Yeah.
Meanwhile in Russia.
Yeah.
That's so good.
It's mental, isn't it? Have you seen the one where they're like abseiling, but like doing swings across between buildings?
Off those like abandoned buildings.
It's crazy. He was into pentagrams and all that, and has a hall of evil spirits.
A hall?
Yeah.
Is in like a bunch? H-A-U-L?
I guess so. Yeah. No, H-A-L-L.
Like a corridor.
I guess. So yeah, the boy's mum is called Larisa Sharapova, so tennis. And yeah, that's it really. First.
Well, I read something about something nutty that was going on in Russia as well. So off the back of that, a good segue into a giant sea monster that washed up.
Saw that
on the coast of eastern coast of Russia.
Yeah.
Big, massive, kind of like fluffy.
Had a big tentacle thing, didn't it?
Yeah. How mad was that?
Yeah, really mad.
I got the video here of them finding it. If you want to have a quick watch.
Yeah, go on then.
Good to get your reaction.
Yeah. We'll post this video up later. Ooh. Yeah, that's like the tentacle thing. It's definitely a sea monster, isn't it?
Definitely. It's the legs on
the side. Yeah, look at that.
It stinks. The woman.
I bet it stinks.
Look at them like tentacles.
Is there any, like, because normally there's a scientist who comes out and goes, yeah, it's a fucking whale that's half decomposed or whatever. That looks different.
Yeah, it's creepy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I did the commentary on the subtitles on there. The woman who's filming it goes, "Oh, it stinks." Yeah, it's probably it's about 30 foot long, 20, 30 foot long. It probably weighs about a ton.
It's mental.
And it's just covered in like white fur.
Yeah.
It's got like one long tail off the back that's probably about 8 foot. And then a bunch of like kind of thicker, smaller tails on its kind of belly that look like tentacles. The weirdest bit. Yeah. No, the someone said that it could be part of a whale that's kind of fallen off.
Well, they always
But I think they're trying to desensationalize it, whereas I'd quite like to sensationalize it. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's real.
Yeah. Someone said it might be like an old woolly mammoth or something that's been frozen underwater.
That'd be good.
And that's thawed out in like a warm summer and has just washed up. Because if you keep stuff in the freezer, it keeps it quite preserved.
There's a common theory that there's like lots of giant sea monsters frozen in the ice caps, and as they melt in, they're gonna
come back to life.
Oh,
that'd be sick.
Yeah. So yeah, Russia.
Russia, it's all going on over there.
Anyway, our next story is called Love Letter Disaster, and when our loved ones pass away, many of us end up discovering things about them we never knew. We may hear stories about them from old pals and uncover a hidden treasure, and then I don't know. Treasure. Where'd you find a treasure? Anyway, but a group of sisters got a little more than they bargained for when they found some of their late mum's old letters and decided to read them. They found a bunch of letters that their dad had sent her when he was working away in London in the late 60s. His sisters gathered around together to read them, but it turns out they were not the romantic letters they were hoping for. One of the women shared the story on Twitter, and this is her exact tweet. She said, "After my mum died, we found the letters, tied to a bow from my dad, and when he worked away from London in the 60s. My sisters, crying, and I held hands, opened one of them, but the whole thing was about how much he missed shagging it."
Well, they were dirty letters. That's crap. Yeah. She kept them all bowed up.
Yeah. They were like, "Oh, we didn't read the rest. We all just kind of left it."
That's so good.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Turns out people were horny even in the 60s, particularly in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Gross.
And then one person tweeted back saying, "Well, you must be happy to know there was passion in the relationship." And she was like, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose it's rather not hear in graphic detail or read in graphic detail about how horny my dad was for my mum in 1967.
She said, we already knew they were in love, but after seeing the sexual acts, and all that, but seeing sexual acts that you and your mum has performed on your dad written down is another kettle of fish. So, yeah.
It's nice that they shared it with the world via
Yeah,
Twitter.
yeah, well, yeah, you got to anyway. And then our final news story in our new weird news section is called "Have Millennials Killed Mayonnaise?"
No is the answer. I love mayonnaise.
Well, that's what I said. I don't mind mayo, but do you eat it all the time?
Very regularly. Yeah.
Well, a journalist, Sandy Hingston, a journalist for Philly Mag, a Philadelphia magazine, has complained that millennials are murdering mayo. Are we millennials, though?
Yeah, I read into it. It's quite a large window of, like, it's something between 1980 and 2005 or something. Anyone born in that 20 or 30-year window. Because it's like a big gap. Yeah. I don't think it really applies.
Because the other one I've been reading, when I was reading about this, is like baby boomers is another one.
That would have been our parents, I think.
I think that maybe our parents'
Oh, maybe.
I'm not
actually,
too sure, but basically there was a whole thing about how they got to play life on easy mode, and like how wages and houses were all just like reasonable, and they all had jobs and stuff, and it was all fine. And now they're the people having to go at people now. Who's yeah. So yeah.
And yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff on it, but it's all nonsense.
Yeah. Anyway, she or he, I didn't check, said in the article, my son Jake, who's 25, eats mayo. He's a practical young man who works in computers and adores macaroni salad. He's a good son, and I also have a daughter, and she's a woman of gender studies in a major college. Naturally, she loathes mayonnaise.
Why naturally?
I don't know. And she's not alone. Ask the young people you know their opinion of mayo, and you'll be shocked by the depth of their emotion. Oh, there's the occasional outlier like Jake, but for the most part, today's youth would sooner get their news from actual newspaper than ingest mayonnaise.
Sorry, explain that last bit.
She does
their news from a newspaper.
Yeah, she's saying like people don't buy newspapers anymore, but they'd rather do that than eat mayo.
Oh, right.
And apparently, I looked into it, and mayo is on the decline.
Oh.
Because it was invented originally to make bland food nice. Because like back in the day, they didn't have they were all gruel and that on it.
Yeah.
That's all people ate.
Yeah, just porridge and potatoes.
I watched you know the guy from MasterChef, the little bald one. He goes around factories. Have you seen that?
No.
And he like learns how like things are made and stuff. And he did this one. It was curries and how they make the jars of curries. But then they did like an extra side bit with this food historian goes off, and she had the first ever curry ready meal, like a frozen one, and it was fucking gross. It looked horrible.
She had it in front of it.
Yeah, and they ate it. They both were like, "Oh, that's gross."
That's gross.
Anyway, it was just funny.
Yeah, to be fair, mayo is a bit bland. So how bland must the fucking food have been for them to
Exactly. Yeah.
for them to think that's spicing it up? I mean, to be fair, you got options coming out your nose these days in terms of condiments. So mayo is pretty low on the list. But if you're having like a ham salad sandwich, put mayo on there.
Exactly. Yeah. But like so like all they had was like gruel and cabbage and that. So mayo made it better. But now, because we have good tasting food on the reg, we can't go anywhere without nice food these days, and loads of lush condiments. Mayo is off the menu for most of us. I very rarely have it unless I'm having a sandwich, to be honest, or chips, if there's no ketchup there.
I am these days leaning towards the spicier of condiments.
Way.
But what do you know what I'm a big fan of?
Regular sauce.
Well, no, more sort of chili sauce, hot sauce, and stuff. But what I like doing is mixing it in with mayo to make a sort of spicy mayo.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I know that those sauces exist, but if I have the two elements, I can have them individually. I can merge them and make a merger.
You can.
So we're doing a food podcast today.
Yeah, it's a food one.
Yeah.
Personally, myself, I give mayo. If someone said to me mayo is just not there anymore, I'd go, oh,
no,
it's fine.
You can make it in your house though, can't you?
It's eggs, isn't it?
Vinegar and salt or something. Yeah.
Anyway, fucking BuzzFeed have done 2 articles on how bad mayo is. So that's millennial as fuck. So they did one called 24 Reasons Why Mayonnaise is a Devil's Condiment and 23 Things You'll Only Understand If You Fucking Hate Mayo.
Did you read them though?
No.
Because basically what BuzzFeed do is they just take funny tweets and put them in a list. Or they take a list of like 6-month-old memes and put them in a list. And basically they just share one kind of theme and then they just headline it with mayo is the devil. And then just memes about people that don't like mayo from years ago.
My one of my favourite current meme things is the hating onions. I don't know why. I don't know where it's come
I
from.
love onions.
I love
though.
onions too.
Yeah.
I don't really get it. It's so
I know.
funny. That's funny. Well, anyway, that's our news section. A new feature. I hope you liked it. But I was gonna say Joe, over to Joe with the sport. But then luckily the most weird sporting news ever happened this week.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know what that is.
What is it?
Wow, I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Premier League referee.
Oh.
Right, I'm gonna say that I don't know if we can get sued for this, so I don't know. So allegedly, I have to say that there.
I think that's how they get around it.
Yeah, allegedly.
It's been alleged on Twitter.
Yeah, that Premier League referee Bobby Madley just quit out of nowhere and moved country. They're saying, I don't know.
I'm getting this from you guys. To be fair, you guys have told me all this. He left the country.
He left the country, and then the rumor is that there's a video going around of him and a Jack Russell doing not.
He's bumming a dog, allegedly, is what's happening.
That happened, and his family have come out and said that the reason he's quit is because his wife left him.
Yeah.
Which they don't say why his wife left him. She might have seen the video.
Yeah, she might have filmed the video. No, that's
That's mad, isn't it?
Why would,
I literally said, "Oh, we need a weird sports story. Let's have a think. Let's have a look. Keep looking at it." Then 2 minutes later, I was like, "Oh, Bobby Madley's trending." As soon as I saw it, I thought, "Oh, that's not good. Refs don't trend for good reasons."
No, it's never about their good decision making or their charity work.
Oh God!
Leave the dogs alone.
Leave the dogs alone. Yeah, I'll put that up. Say that.
Yeah.
Jack Russell as well.
Yeah, I love dogs.
Oh my gosh! And there's a screen cap of one of the things I've seen, but it's very inconclusive.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah. It's just a bald man next to a Jack Russell.
Next to what part of the Jack Russell is the bald man next
He's
to?
like, oh, there you go. There's Owen. He's seen it.
There you go. Teg's seen it.
He's into it.
He's into it.
It's some sort of thing Owen's into, by the way. That's why he doesn't want to come on. Can you confirm or deny that?
Leave me alone. I am not into stuff like that, thank you.
We were meant to have a guest today.
Oh yeah.
We were meant to have our good friend Chris Hutchins. He was meant to come in, but this morning he called in sick.
You called in sick.
And he really meant it as well. It was a proper what you would text work text, wasn't it? Yeah.
Really sorry, but I've been up all night being sick.
I think you should ring him.
Yeah, if I can ring him.
Should ring him.
I didn't tell Teg the story, but I texted to you this morning when Chris said he wasn't coming in about when a company I used to work for.
You texted to the group.
Oh yeah, but he didn't read it.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, prick. But a company I was working for. I was sat next to my manager and we were talking about something, and then her phone rang and she went, "Oh, it's Rob, who wasn't in work that morning." And she went, "Oh, I better take it." Answer the phone. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but all I heard was her response, which was something along the lines of, "Yeah, all right, fair enough, Rob, but I don't understand how you having a bad back is affecting your throat and making you talk like that. So just come in when you're feeling better." And he'd obviously phoned into his boss and gone, "Oh, I'm really sorry, I'm feeling really unwell." You know that sick voice you put on. Yeah, everyone knows the voice.
That's a good voice.
But he was phoning in with a bad back.
Yeah.
She's like, "You're pathetic. Just fucking come back in when you're feeling better."
That's so funny. I when I worked in a pub, because when you work in a pub, like phoning in sick, it just fucks everything up.
Oh, that's a bigger deal.
Yeah. So like in my new job, when I was actually sick when I first started, I was like, "Oh, I phoned in sick," and it was just like, "Oh, nothing happened."
Yeah.
Everyone was just like, "Oh, that's fine." But in a pub, I remember once I phoned. It was actually to go out drinking, but I called in sick.
What?
On a rugby day as well.
That never happened, surely.
Yeah,
You're the
yeah.
first and only person to do that in the whole country. Yeah.
And I called in, and I was just like saying to I won't say her name, but the assistant manager, and she was just like, "Okay, so you just letting me know you're sick, but you're coming in." She was like, "Can you just come in?" And I was like, "No, I'm phoning you to tell you I'm not coming in." She was like, "Yeah, but is there any way you can come in?" And I was just like, "No." And then I did a good voice then.
Nice. Do an impression. Do an example.
I think I went even further with it, and I think I said that I had like a bad tooth. My mouth was all swollen up, and I was like talking. I can't remember. I don't remember if that was the time, but I've definitely done that. And I did like, "Oh, I can't come in."
The elephant man.
Yeah, it's awful. And I phoned in sick. Well, not sick. I phoned in once because I did have a bad knee, and it wasn't. I could have gone to work, but I was like, so everyone knows I've got a bad knee, so I'll use it. And then I had to go to work the day after, and I just had to go. I just like fake limped around. Oh, it's terrible.
So these are some of my favourite stories. People phoning in sick or faking sick days for either what the person's up to. Either they're like some in a previous job, I ran out of holiday days.
Yeah.
And then I planned a holiday. Basically, I planned to go away for a weekend, so I just planned a sick day like 2 weeks in advance. And I was like, right, I planned all this holiday, went away, and then the day I was on holiday, and just phoned my boss and was like, yeah, I'm unwell, I can't come in. But I'd like to hear other people's. If you want to get
that'd be good. Yeah.
If people want to email us in, the email address is
commonclayofthenewwest@gmail.com, or go on our website, which is commonclayofthenewwest.com, and contact us on there, I think.
Yeah, just submit this contact thing on the website. Yeah, tell us what you were doing when you were phoning in sick.
There's some good ones.
Yeah, or how you phoned in sick. There must be some good ones. Definitely.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm quite good. If I'm very rarely sick enough not to go to work. So like if I am sick, it's usually because I just probably feeling a bit shit. But I thought, screw it, just have a day off. So, but I am quite good at like the week. Like you said, planning a sick day. Like I'll get iller throughout the week. It'd be like, when Monday, be like, sniffy. And stuff. I'm quite a sniffly person anyway, so yeah. Yeah, good. Anyway, so our next new feature, we're gonna have another jingle, is like, I just want people to know my opinions on films and TV and stuff like that, so I just made a feature about that. About things I've watched and seen. I've watched loads recently because the weather's gone a bit shit. We haven't really been out as much. And I've lost my note of it.
Oh.
So, there you go. Oh, no, there it is. So anyway, right, first film I watched was Ready Player One.
Oh, I've heard good things.
It's very good. It kind of loses. It's the start is amazing. The first half hour is absolutely amazing, and it's one of those things where the middle bit's a bit like just drags a little bit.
Right.
But it's all about like VR gaming, but not in the same way. It's like more. It's a bit odd. But there's so many references in it. Like every time, every shot, there's like a reference to another film or video game in it. It's mental.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
It's really like so many Easter eggs in it. It's unbelievable. And there's a bit where it's like on the set of The Shining, and it's like the actual set.
Oh shit!
And they're like running around on it and stuff, and it's crazy.
Right. So they're in a virtual world.
Yeah.
They're playing a virtual reality game. So obviously it's probably quite easy to put film references and
it
stuff
is. Like,
into
because your character can be anyone. So there's
Yeah.
loads of characters from other films, and like some of them are like hybrids. It'd be like some guy's got like the Halo guy's helmet on with someone else's body, and it's it's
cool.
really cool. But the main character, it's just a bit like it's a Steven Spielberg film, so it's like really watchable as well.
Right.
But no, that was good.
Do you have to be a nerd to watch it?
No,
or?
Laura liked it.
Probably
It does help. I was sat there for a bit like,
Yeah.
get that. But the Shining bit is like the best bit, and it's really, really cool. And I read about a bit after it, and like Steven Spielberg was just like, oh yeah, it was so cool making that. Another thing I know you've been watching as well is Who Is America.
Oh yeah, really, really enjoying that.
It's finished.
What, 5 episodes?
Oh no, sorry, it'll be on tonight maybe.
Yeah, I've
sorry,
watched
yeah,
5
yeah,
episodes.
yeah.
Surely there's more. I don't know.
No, there might be one more. Yeah. Actually,
okay.
it's American though, isn't it? So it could be a few more.
We'll see.
It's so funny.
We could find out.
I
But
love it.
yeah, it's I struggled to get into it first. Episode 1, I was like, nah, I might not bother. But then it just grabbed me. 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, and 5. Yeah, 100% recommend people watch it because people don't make TV like that anymore.
No.
And I thought, oh, maybe it's a bit done, but it's not. It's not at
No,
all.
it's the best. Yeah, it's the best work since Ali G.
Yeah.
Sacha Baron Cohen's, and well, it's the Ali G show, which had like Borat and Bruno in it as well.
Yeah. So I suppose for those that don't know Who's America, it's Sacha Baron Cohen, the guy who did Ali G and Borat and Bruno and stuff. We talked about it on previous episodes, but he's in the States, and he's, I suppose his campaign or what he's doing is kind of mocking American culture towards kind of guns and towards, I suppose, racism, religion, things like that, and just kind of, those certain parts of the States where those things, either guns are encouraged or there's lots of racism and kind of religious hatred.
It's mental, like how, like it's obviously like he's very well picked these people who are just mental. But like that bit, and I'm gonna do. I don't want to. Spoiler alert, because I want to talk about a bit in it where he gets that like gun guy, makes him like run at him with his pants
with his ass out. Yeah, no. The best bit is he's got the 2 guys, and he dresses up like Israeli special forces guy, and he says, that we fight terrorism. And we've got all these things, and I want to teach you guys how to do it. So he gets these 2 guys, and he basically plays on their sort of cultural
Yeah.
insensitivity or just their lack of knowledge or understanding of anything. But he gets one of them to run at him with pork, and one of them to run at him with pictures of two men kissing, and he's going to deter a sort of Islamic terrorist.
Yeah,
You have to show them pictures of gay porn. Going, you're a homo. I was fucking crying. I rewound it and watched it again.
He runs down. He's like in an office, and he's like ready going, "You're a homo. You're a homo."
Yeah, and then he goes, "Oh no."
But the most shocking bit is when he gets that guy to bite his fake that dildo.
Oh yeah,
That is mad that guy did that. He's suing him.
Yeah, I saw that. Actually.
But it's a bit like you can't really sue him.
You signed up for this.
Yeah, you did
That's
that.
you. Yeah. The bit with the quinceañera, he gets that guy to dress up like a 15-year-old girl.
Oh my god!
Is that legit? Like how
The cops can't be. The cops that come in can't.
that because we spoke about this off air, and you said it's believable if the cops were part of the show, but the guys were left oblivious, because that could have worked. And basically
They tried to lure in Mexicans.
Legal immigrants.
And he makes this guy wear like a fake vagina and fake boobs, and then he gets another guy in a cake. Filming
in a
it.
cake.
Film with a camera with loads of lube.
He's got loads of condoms and lube and Rohypnol. Oh my God.
And then the police turn up, and the guys, there's genuine terror on their faces. They're like, "Oh shit!"
That's why I think that it's real, because the guy's face has been really hard to act that sort of fear,
especially for an unknown actor. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna look actually. See, so it would be on what tonight?
I don't know, but it should be on soon. But definitely recommended. I also watched the Churchill film with Gary Oldman.
Any good?
It's boring.
Yeah, of course it was.
It's really boring.
Yeah.
It's like there's a really big build up, because it's like quite.
Was there any film references in it? Did they reference?
They referenced Dunkirk, the movie.
Did they? How did they do
The
that?
actual event.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But it's like a really big build up to, like, because obviously he's in loads of prosthetics, isn't he? And it's like really, the whole point of it was how much he looks like Winston Churchill. But like, it's like a really big build up where they're like showing people, and you're like, oh, it's gonna be him. There's those, like, you see someone in the dark, you're like, oh, it's gonna be him, and it's not quite him, and it's waiting to like show him off. But I was just saying, it'd be so funny if like it showed him off and it just looked terrible.
It's all like hanging off and scabby.
Or like boat selector. Like a massive head on.
Comes out, he's doing a comedy
Like,
character.
It was really serious, and it was like the first 10 minutes I was just like chuckling. Laura was just like, "Why are you laughing?" I was like, "Oh."
We watched your film, Al. Now let me watch my film. No, to be honest, I don't think I don't think I'm gonna watch it.
Okay, yeah, don't bother. Right, we're gonna move on to correspondence now.
Okay.
So, thank you for all your emails over the last couple of weeks. It's been absolutely amazing. I'm actually a bit taken aback by how good you are.
Oh, did it bring a tear to your eye?
It didn't.
So they didn't take my note last week when you put out that notice saying that we were going to have a week off.
Yeah.
They didn't listen to my thing and say, well, fuck off and listen to a different podcast.
Okay, right. The first email was just from oh my god, it's from Christopher Hutchins.
Is it?
Yeah, from a couple of weeks back before we had a break. And it says, first of all, before I rant, Joe, you are by far my favourite on this podcast.
Oh.
As far as I'm concerned, Al and John are just making up the numbers.
Cheers, mate.
So, but this week you chose to attack cyclists. I'm not having it, bud.
Did I?
Yeah, with the Lycra.
Oh, yeah. I love cycling my bike around.
Yeah.
I'm an avid cyclist.
He said, recently my body, which has taken years of beating from alcohol and drugs, smoking, MMA, boxing and street fights, decided to give up on me, and I collapsed, and the doctor told me to stop sparring, drinking, smoking and any sort of contact sport, which meant I had to find something else to do. My cardio has always let me down when I was fighting, so I decided to get on my road bike and get my lungs going. So now I'm one of those middle-aged men in Lycra, and I just wanted to clear a few things. He says, the wearing of tight clothing has very little to do with going faster. Most cyclists wear skin-tight bib shorts because they stay in place, which reduces chafing, and shorts are also passed, and it keeps up the padding on your ass so you don't get off the bike feeling like you've just been behind the bins behind the bins on Charles Street with a big fella.
I don't even know what that would feel like.
Right in.
That's right, because I said on an earlier episode, I was like, we all went out, me and some of the guys went out for a little Sunday afternoon bike ride, and
Yeah.
just shorts and t-shirt, And then there was like some other guys cycling around in like Lycra. And I was
Yeah.
like, guys, this is Sunday afternoon. Like, how fast do you
I
want to
agree.
go?
I agree with you.
I thought it was aerodynamic.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe that makes more sense. You have a bit of padding on your ass so that doesn't hurt from the seat.
Yeah.
And also stops the chafing between your legs and that. But realistically, you're a grown man. Put up with a bit of chafing, like if you're doing a sport.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You know, we're gonna cycle around. They look like just paedophile. I can't. If I had the capacity to do the Tour de France, or all of a sudden they went, Joe, we've seen you on your bike. You're great. Get in the next Tour de France. I'd turn up in shorts and t-shirt.
Same, yeah.
I was actually. A friend of mine, we went out for a bike ride yesterday, and I was smoking a rollie while
nice.
cycling down the street, and she was like, "That's the two don't really go hand in hand." I was like, "Yeah, look, it's easy
That's
peasy."
fine.
Yeah.
I used to cycle to work on my phone.
Yeah. That's the whole point. It's easier than walking or driving.
And then he says the cycling tops also include pockets on the back because because they're on your back. Things don't fall out when you're riding.
Never had anything fall out of my pockets.
Zip pockets.
Yeah.
With cargo shorts.
Yeah, definitely.
And he says 3. It makes your willy look class.
Okay, maybe. Okay.
And then 4. I hope you feel really silly for making such a statement.
I don't. I feel stronger about my opinions now.
Yeah.
I completely forgot that I'd made them, but no, Chris, you're wrong, and I'm glad you're not here. I know you're going to be, but you're probably sick from wearing loads of Lycra.
I was going to have a go at Chris this week about cycling because he loves cycling. Now he's going to. My argument is that like he loves cycling, follows the Tour de France and that.
Weird.
And we've had this argument before where I've said that anyone can be a professional cyclist. Not everyone can be a professional footballer.
Yeah, explain.
Well, I could say, right, but I've thought about it properly. And if you had a classroom of children, right,
Yep.
like 6, 7 years old, and you went, right, and you could just pick one and be like, don't worry about school anymore. We're going to train you, feed you, nutrition, everything. From now till you're grown up, you're going to be a cyclist. And you could pick any single one of those children and they do it. And they'd be probably win the Tour de France.
They could certainly compete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't
With that
do that.
level of input and dedication and...
Yeah. But you couldn't do that with football. You couldn't pick one of them and go, right, you're going to be a
because there's an
footballer.
element of natural skill and talent involved in those sorts of sports.
And that's why it's not a good sport.
Whereas cycling, it does largely seem to just be more effort and energy, which you can train into yourself rather than you can't train yourself to have a natural ability,
like
a
the
natural
first touch.
eye. Yeah,
like that
yeah.
doesn't, you can't,
No.
like I don't have it. I don't have that natural, like I have to watch the ball and it has to come to me.
Yeah.
Where I've played with people with football who like, they can't take the ball in their stride.
It's in them,
Yeah.
And not just, I suppose, but you don't know enough about cycling to no, would be my thing. I mean, the point I was going to make would be, you see footballers and they all have their own individual style, and that's not taught. That's in them. You know, the way sort of Bale can run with the ball at his feet, or the way, I don't know.
Well, just like
the
some
way,
people
the way
have-
Messi takes people on is he's practiced it, but it's kind of in him that the way the ball sticks
Same
to
with
his
like goal
foot.
poaching. Like these people aren't in the right place at the right time 30 times a season.
By accident. Yeah, no.
It's just like,
But the point I was making was, I don't know if cyclists, is there an individual flair to it? I don't know.
No, I don't.
If I saw 100 cyclists cycling next to each other, I'm like, oh, is he doing it better than he is?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
We could say the same about horse jockeys, but I know full well, because I've worked in that sort of industry, that they all look like they're doing the same thing, but they're certainly not.
Yeah?
No, 100% not.
Okay.
Why do you think the Tories, it's not an accident that he's won so many races?
Best horses.
The horses?
Best horses.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know enough about it, but that's my opinion.
No,
and I'm
okay.
sticking to it, and nothing can change it.
Well, maybe if Chris had actually fucking got out of bed and joined us today, he could have given us a counter opinion, but he didn't, so we win.
We'll get him next time.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says, stay safe, love you all. The song with a win from my home team was Autumn Days. Remember that song?
What was it? Autumn Days?
Autumn Days. We might play that later, maybe.
Terrible band name.
Yeah. No, the song was Autumn Days.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. And he says it was a motherfucking tune, mate.
Who was the
9/11
band?
was an inside job. Hutch.
Oh.
So that's Chris. Could be bothered to come in.
Cheers, Chris. I appreciate the compliments at the start.
Yeah.
You were right at the start, and then you were wrong in the middle, and then you were right at the end.
Anyway, our next email is from Darren, who's new, I think.
Hi, Darren.
And he says, hi, Clay Boys.
Clay boys. I like that.
He says, last week you were talking about shitty life tips and you really struggled to think of any, which I thought was excellent podcast. I laugh when I was cracking up. He said, for example, but he's got a few for us, so
Okay, cool.
he's answered the question for us.
Constructive criticism.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it.
He says, for example, glue a tiny mirror over the picture of you on your driver's license, so when you hand it to the police, they get confused and arrest themselves.
Oh,
That's good.
Nice.
That's an actual good tip. If you're typing in an important email on your phone and worrying that autocorrect might mess something up, just type it correctly the first time and bypass autocorrect.
That is a good idea.
Yeah, he says save you the embarrassment. He says, when flying, put a copy of your credit card in your luggage, and if you lose your luggage, someone else finds it, they can call the credit card company and track you down. So there you go. And he says, when committing a crime, record it so people will think that you're making a video and not committing a crime.
It's for YouTube. It's for YouTube.
Yeah, Bobby Madley.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. This came through before that, so it's fine. He says, when speeding in your car, keep a stink bomb in your car, so if you get pulled over, the cop will help you get to the bathroom as quick as possible. That's a good one.
I like that one.
He says, I hope these are helpful for you. Thank you, D. But it says Darren in this thing. So.
Cheers, Darren.
Darren.
Yeah, that wasn't a great podcast.
That's hard. I don't know.
What did we say? Payday loans and smoking cigarettes.
Yeah. Anyway, our last email today is from Gwyn Davis.
Hi, Gwen.
Hi, Gwyn. He says, I was enjoying your podcast, but then you decided to let rip on North Wales.
Oh.
He says, what the fuck do you mean socially different? Why are we weird?
They're weird because you're socially different.
Yeah. It's like I can't explain it. It's just in you, like Messi or Ronaldo. No, I do. I don't. It's not. I wasn't having to go like being mean.
You were.
I was being a bit mean. Anyway, he says, I want to set the record straight and defend my home. And he says, the zip line is great. It's not the longest. It's actually the fastest.
Faster.
So there you go. He says, we have the longest running Punch and Judy show ever in Llandudno. And I looked at that. It's a big thing on the beach.
Wow.
It's like a really, really old Punch
How
and
old?
Judy
Any
thing.
ideas? Could be a couple of hundred years.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Punch and Judy.
years?
Probably more than that. Punch and Judy's like Game of Thrones.
Victorian age.
Yeah.
Or something, isn't
Back
it?
in Game of Thrones days.
Game of Thrones days.
Yeah. So yeah, probably.
That's probably
Medieval.
That's probably the only form of entertainment they got in town is that Punch and Judy. They probably
It's the
still
new
get sell out. Yeah, it's the new thing. They're getting sell out shows like 300 people a week.
Yeah. He says the first lager ever was brewed in the first lager ever brewed in the UK was brewed in North Wales.
Was it?
So
That's a shout. Actually, I love drinking lager.
And then he says the Legend of Gellert. Look into it. And I was like, we've already covered it.
If you were a fan, we would have covered it. Bev Gellert, the hero dog that was slayed by his master mistakenly.
Episode 2, I believe. So
yeah, it was early on. Just start from the beginning. Re-listen to them all.
And he says, I want to keep listening, but I feel like you should apologise first. But then he put like the tongue smiley face.
Oh, a little cheeky emoji.
So he's been alright. But yeah, I do apologise. Sorry if I offended you.
Cheers, Gwen. To be fair, I was trying to stick up for you guys against owls. Sort of just torrent of abuse. Yeah. No, I love going to North Wales.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place.
He says, stay out of the north. Gwyn. And I thought for a minute, oh, it's the guy from Big Brother. Remember but it was Glyn.
Glyn. And he was from South Wales?
No, he was definitely north.
Oh, yeah, he was from North Wales. But I think he, after Big Brother, moved to South Wales.
He did. I've seen him in Cardiff a couple of times.
Yeah, I've seen him knock around Cardiff. Remember, he was in Walkabout that time, and he bought a load of Jaeger bombs. He bought like 100 Jaeger bombs for people. Yeah. Shout out, actually. They're generous people from up north.
Cool. That's the emails for this week.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for emailing in.
And thank you for listening while we've been off.
Always keen to get more emails.
Yeah. We'll try to give you some more notice if we're going to go away next time. But commonclay of the New West at gmail.com, commonclaypod on Twitter, www.commonclayofthenewwest.com, and just commonclay of the New West on Instagram. Thanks.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
The common clay, the common clay, the common clay of the New West. Morons.
Silly.
I am not into stuff like that, thank you.